from the TXU Energy Studio.
The Roula and Ryan Show with producer Eric, Special K, and Sam.
All right, coming up in about 15 minutes, we've got a listener line call. This woman really needs advice whether or not she's doing the right thing on first dates.
I have a lot of thoughts about the fact that she's even asking for advice.
I mean,
You do whatever you think is right. However, it's going to cause some controversy.
it's more like an ask the guys.
It's more
question.
of a double standard, men versus women, when it comes to
But she wants guys'
choosing
opinions.
what you want to do on dates.
Yeah.
So you just gotta stay tuned for that. Right now, we want to go over these stats about your life. Like, if you could, after you pass away, go into a room, like Eric said, like with ESPN highlights, and it would show you all these things, something you want to see. If you lived to be 80 years old, you would have lived 29,220 days. You would have probably spent 230,000 hours asleep. You probably would have spent 90,000 hours working, 32,000 hours eating and drinking, and 1,000 hours of your 80 years trying to untangle knots.
Oh my gosh.
That's his Christmas tree. The lights,
Shoelaces,
the lights, and
Christmas
stuff.
lights. So one of them on this list I thought was very interesting is how many times I almost died without realizing it. Because everybody has those stories like, oh my God, this thing almost happened. This crazy thing happened to me. But how many times were you near death and you had no idea?
And
That'd be
it's
so interesting to know
And
that.
they show it.
And
like
they show you
ESPN.
when it was.
That'd be cool to show you the
Did you see
highlight.
this? You see that there was a jungle cat behind that barrel. You didn't see it. It was salivating for you, but you moved just in time before it swiped at you.
Or something you did that by you doing that, you didn't realize it caused a chain of events to cause something great
Oh, the butterfly effect.
or bad. Yeah, the butterfly.
Like the
effect.
traffic jam. Like you
didn't
went
realize.
this way instead of going that way. And had you gone that way, you would have been cream sauced on that section
That's
of the
some
freeway.
final destination.
Or
Yeah.
you stayed too long at the light because you're looking at your phone, and by doing that, it caused this guy to miss something, and then he got divorced, and then became an alcoholic.
Oh my
It's like,
Would you really want to know that though?
It's just
Yeah.
so interesting. Other
Just to
things
see
Chain
what
of
you're-
events
I
that
don't want
occur.
to know any of that.
Okay, how about this?
I mean, I'm
Sam?
dead. I
How
got
about
nothing else to do.
Stats about your life that you would like to see. How many times you had made somebody feel good about themselves without even knowing it?
That'd
That'd be
make
nice
you feel
to know.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
How about the number of people who were attracted to you and you had no idea?
That'd be a
That might be depressing.
pretty,
Has anybody ever
pretty
come
brief
to you?
segment.
I'm waiting for that one. All right.
Oh.
Has anybody ever come to
number's
you
real
years
low.
later and said, I had the biggest crush on you for all these years and you never knew it? Has anybody ever told anybody that in this room?
No.
happens pretty
Yeah,
often.
I had one.
Kevin. all the time.
Somebody had crush on you?
Like, what's that
I worked
again?
with him in Farm and Fleet.
Okay.
He didn't come out in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He was like 2 years older than me. And then like 8 years ago, he reached out to me. He's like, man, I had the biggest crush on you, Eric. I'm like, oh,
And they're like,
thanks.
thank you. Let's have a beer.
He still follows me.
I
Whenever
take it as
something
a
happens in Houston,
compliment.
he'll text. I am.
Yeah.
I'm like Ryan.
If
If
somebody
anyone finds me attractive, hell yeah.
That's a
Not gonna
win.
do anything, obviously. He got married. But
Other things that people put on the list of stats they'd like to know about their lives after they've passed is they want to see a replay of the top funniest things they had witnessed.
Ah, that's
Like
nice.
funniest things they had witnessed.
Laughing is good.
That doesn't mean looking at something on your phone. That means you actually were in a place
In person and
that was
witnessed it?
hilarious because you witnessed it, right? All right.
I just see
How
when you
about-
laugh when you just start crying. Like when something here, once in a while, we just can't stop laughing. You just
Oh my
the
God,
tears
yes.
are going down.
It
you
gets the
cry, you
giggles
can't
get us.
talk. Yeah, that's
I like those.
This
feels so
person,
good.
This person wants to know how many times they almost stepped on a turd.
That's so
I
arbitrary.
almost stepped on the poop.
if you have animals.
Oh, I almost got pooped on by a bird.
I'm sure everyone has done that with an animal.
Or their kid's diaper that maybe they didn't realize their kid took their diaper off.
Oh gosh.
That's happened.
Lord.
It's happened.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Sam, on the list, somebody wants to know how many
kids-
diapers they changed.
Oh God, I don't want to know. I thought after like almost 2 years, my nose would get used to it.
It doesn't get used to it.
No,
Oh,
because
and
he's bigger now.
let me fast
Oh,
forward you,
now you're
Sam.
getting human turds.
Serious
Sam,
dumps.
let me fast forward you. So my youngest is 10 now, and my godson is 2, and my niece is 2. And over Thanksgiving, I saw a lot of family, and I have not changed a diaper in a while because my youngest is
Right.
10. And my niece, I had to change her diaper, and I go, oh my God. I do not remember it smelling so bad.
Yes.
Like, after you haven't smelled it in a while, then you're like, oh my God. When you're
is-
doing it all the time, it smells bad, but not as bad as it does when you haven't done it in a long
It's
time.
death, y'all. Every day.
It's crazy.
How
Okay.
old is he going to be?
He'll be 2 in March.
wow.
Trying to figure out. So he's got another, year before potty training happens?
3 for
Boys are slower, too.
Yeah, boys are slower
That's
to potty
what,
train.
yeah. I'm thinking like 2.5 maybe.
I think it's 3.
Yeah. No, well, 3, 4. I mean, for boys, 4. Some kids can get it done by 2. Some of it goes
My son was like 4.
You're
Yeah.
something.
You
I mean,
got
no,
quite
he
a
can
few
be a
more
fast
years of
learner. He can be a
wiping.
fast learner. Okay, listen, another stat that I think is very interesting, people like to see about their life after they've died, is a gallery of pictures where they are visible in other people's photos and they didn't know those
photo
people.
bombing.
Yeah.
Not really bombing. You're like in a crowd somewhere and, oh, look, there's Sam. Or, oh, look, Eric's there.
I do that on purpose.
Or
when
you're
I'm
in a
like,
museum and you got in their picture, but you didn't know it.
when I'm at Disney World, I'll see people take photos. I'll
Just
Well, the
walk
bomb
into
is
the
on
background.
purpose. You walk in, like, you're
and I'll make funny
photobombing them.
faces. I'll be like,
But I know what Roula's talking about. There's this
See?
one Facebook group I'm a part of, and they post like Houston memories. And there was somebody posted a picture of the Rockets championship win on the streets, and there I was in the photo, and I had no idea. I'd never seen that
It's like
photo
that.
before.
What's
Cool.
the viral thing that happened with the Menendez brothers? That guy's rookie card.
Oh, yeah,
the
the
Menendez brothers were in the front row
basketball.
courtside
Oh,
before
yes.
they were convicted for the murders or arrested for the murders, but after they'd murdered their parents.
Ooh, wow!
Because they were in the background of that picture, but they weren't the
How about-
focus of the picture.
you could like see how many people showed up to your funeral and who didn't show up.
And why?
Yeah, like
Go into their house and be like, what happened?
yeah. Why didn't you come to my funeral? Then you go to their house and you see them play video games.
Yeah,
Spit
well,
on my
what?
grave.
You can haunt
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It would be
Haunt
fun. You
them.
can haunt them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move stuff around.
Yeah. You
Maybe
come,
Like,
that's
if you
what's
could come
happening
back-
at your house right
Yeah.
now, Kev.
Yeah. Did you screw somebody over, Cal?
maybe someone who lived there before. I don't know if a ghost can leave a house or if it attaches themselves to an individual.
What are the rules on that one?
Like
we
if
have
you could come
heard
back and
that they
haunt one
don't
person, who would it be? Like anybody that you really wanted to get back.
Ooh.
Like, is there anybody out there like, man, this person really caused me a lot of grief in life. I wanna have some fun.
That guy that we used to work with over at that other building,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah.
who said and did all those things.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Like
That
he's
is
a
terrible
horrible
man.
human being.
He really
Horrible.
was.
Why, Kevin?
Absolutely. Like I
He
heard,
was.
I heard some of the things he said behind the scenes, and I was even like abhorred. Like I cannot believe, and I have a high level of
High tolerance?
yeah,
High tolerance?
yeah. I was like, good God,
Yeah, this
you
guy
are.
took delight in other people's
he
suffering.
did.
Terrible man.
He's
Terrible
and he
man.
still is working.
I
And he has a
know.
good job now.
I know.
Right?
God,
It's
I hope
disgusting.
not. Last I heard before COVID, he was.
Keep waiting
in
for karma
Florida.
to get him.
But where is he? Oh, God, I don't want to know. Okay, last thing I want to throw on
Might be
here
in
of the
LA.
list of people
Fire?
about their life they would like to see, about their life in their death, is how many, wait, where is it? The gambling. Preferably broken down in a spreadsheet by year, sport, activity, or lottery ticket, whether it's Scratcher or Mega Millions.
How much money you wasted?
How much money you
That'd be kind of fun to see how much
spent
The-
versus one.
your
versus-
worst purchases and your best purchases. Your top 5 stupid waste of money because we've all got something we've spent money and go, why did I buy
Oh, God,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
I instantly think of my dad. He does scratch off and drinks Pepsi. Like the amount of money
But
that man has spent.
Does it
On the
bring him
scratchers.
enjoyment?
I don't care, Ryan, if it brings him enjoyment.
He could have all
Okay?
this money if
I
he spent
don't
those $5 on the Scratchers
He's like,
every
at
day.
least
What?
I'm not an alcoholic. I'm like,
So at the end of his
kind of
life,
wish you would.
At least with
Pepsi.
alcohol.
Oh,
no,
Alcohol,
don't
you have
say
both
that.
fun and Pepsi.
Pepsaholic.
You feel better.
Didn't Instagram do something, or what was the thing that was viral over the holidays about the songs you listened to in 2024? Like, here's what you listen to the most. Here's what your algorithm
I know
says. about your
Spotify
music.
always does
Spotify
that.
did that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Spotify wrap up.
And everyone was like posting their wrap up of,
Yeah.
I guess I liked a lot of Taylor Swift, or I liked a lot of Shabuzi, or I liked a lot of whatever.
here's what I would like to find out: how many f-bombs I have dropped behind the wheel of the car in Houston traffic.
Or how about just in general in your life? Imagine that. Not
There'd be
you
a
personally, but to everybody.
montage of
How
f-bombs.
many bad words have you said in the course of your whole life? That is a lot of bad words.
Oh, that'd be bad. A lot. But said once again, I'd like to see the first time I said it.
Oh, I
And
remember the first time.
and the last time. That's probably when I died.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh my God. Stop.
Okay, coming up next, we got to tackle this listener line call that I'm just going to tell you right now is going to cause a flutter because it is all about the double standard of men versus women.
Can we get guys to call in right now to line them up?
Yeah, we
Is it
need
gonna
the
be like ask the
men.
guys?
Because basically it's ask the guys. She wants to know what she's doing if it's okay. Like to
Or
guys
if
think
guys
it's
look
okay,
down their
or they look
nose at
down on
what she's doing.
What she does.
Okay, here's our number 833-390-KRBE. Yes, it has to do with dating, has to do with intimacy, and she wants to know if what she's doing is wrong or right.
When it comes to dating.
833-390-KRBE. So, guys,
Yeah,
call
we need
us.
guys because
Ask
that's what
the
she wants.
guys. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Back to Roula and Ryan.
Okay, the listener line number is 713-278-VENT. People call for all kinds of reasons, including they want advice.
Like a little group therapy, but this one is a group therapy / ask the guys because this woman wants a men's opinion on something that is a very double standard topic. Here's the call.
I'm a woman in my 40s, and I've recently entered the dating world, and I just wanted Jill's opinion on something. So when I really like a guy, if we meet on the first date and there's an opportunity for us to be alone, I might get intimate. Like, I enjoy that. Is it a bad thing that I like to go all the way on a first or second date? If I am feeling it and that person is feeling it, is that a bad thing? Do guys lose respect for women if they allow that to happen? I am a pretty chill person. I don't require much. I value myself. I respect myself, but I want to know if I'm doing something wrong.
833-390-KRBE.
We have some guys lined up because I want to hear what they,
Yep.
you know.
Sean's up first. Hi, Sean. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Is it a bad thing?
Yo.
Is it a bad
It
thing?
is.
She's asking.
Okay, so check it. Back in my 20s, I was doing the same thing as her. I was doing the same thing, just hooking up, doing whatever. But, now that she's in her 40s, I believe she should slow down a little bit, because guys in their 40s aren't really looking for that. They're looking for somebody more stable,
Now, how is it not stable just because she wants to have physical activity with you? Because you're hoping for that. Every man's like, God, I hope.
But that's a one-night
get
stand,
lucky.
Yeah,
What if a
It
guy's
doesn't
looking
have
more
to
than that?
be.
So
That's true.
you believe that when she does this, the man has no interest in being committed to her because of the act that just happened, that they both were part of.
Because most men got what they wanted the first night.
But if it's really
That's what
good,
they
they
think
might
of.
want it again.
Yeah. If you have good chemistry, then you realize that immediately, and you do want some more of it.
Maybe the odds go down, though.
Exactly.
Percentages.
So your answer for her, Sean, is it is a bad thing, in your opinion. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All right, Sean. Thanks for calling, man. We're
opinion.
moving on to the next guy on Ask the Guy / Group Therapy. Have a
Thanks,
great
bye.
day, Sean.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Later, y'all.
Later, man.
Bye. Justin's up next at 833-390-KRBE. A woman who called our listener line is in her 40s, recently single, and said, you know what? If I'm feeling it on the first date, I'm going to go
doing
all
it.
the way. And is that a bad thing? She wants
confident.
to know what guys think. Hi, Justin. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all doing?
Great.
Good. Fantastic.
What's your answer on
good.
this one? Good or bad?
I think the age thing there doesn't really matter as much. I think that if she's feeling it with someone on the first date and she's dating for fun, then that's fine. Go have multiple dates and then sleep with them on the first night if you have that connection. But I also think that when you go and you sleep with someone, you're forming some deeper bond right off the bat. So it's tricky. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's good for her if she's having fun. But if she's looking for like a real long-term type of relationship, it may be doing her more harm to go around and have sex with people on the first date.
Yeah, I guess
you know what I mean.
It all depends on her goals. And think about it.
She's
is
confident now.
yeah.
I think she says she's 40, and
She knows her
confident in
worth.
herself. That's
Yeah.
great.
She's vibing.
I'm not
with
playing
you. Why
games.
not?
Yeah,
if
this
I'm
is
having
what I
fun,
want.
Yeah.
And it is the
I
most
think-
intimate thing you can do.
So, Justin, what's your
I
answer?
think
Is it
for
a
a
bad thing
man-
or is it not a bad thing?
As a
then?
man, what would you
I
think?
don't think it's a bad thing for her to do. I think a man could perceive it as being a bad thing because they may view women as being a certain way.
Well, yeah, that's why the double standard comes into place, because if a guy
Yeah.
is doing this, everyone's like, oh, yeah.
He's the man. If a girl
I
does
don't-
it, they call her a slut.
I don't
risky.
think it's a bad thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it, Justin.
Could be
Thank you
risky.
so much for listening to our show, Justin. Have a great day.
You're looking for more than, if you're looking for a relationship.
Right, it is all about what she's looking for with that person, and she's not going out on every date and saying it's every time. She said if she's feeling it, she
Yeah.
will do that. So I feel like why even ask the question if you're comfortable with it? It shouldn't be a bad
But I
thing.
think
if
she
you're
wants
fine
to
with it.
know if guys.
But she wants to know if she's reducing her chances of a committed person
Yeah.
just because of the act.
We're
which
tied,
is
though,
so
with
ironic.
these.
Yeah. The next caller's name is Pool Man.
Oh.
Pool
All
man.
right,
Pool man.
Oh, yeah, Pool Man. He calls listener line sometimes.
Hi, Pool Man. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Pool
Good
Man.
morning.
It's a little cold.
How's
in
the pool man
today.
going right now? You're getting those pools, getting that water going.
Make sure those
Pumps
pipes
going.
don't break.
Yeah.
Pipes break.
What
We're
do you
working
think?
as fast as we can to get out of the range.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the range.
That's right. So, Pool Man, what do you think? The woman who called our show in her 40s, newly single, says if she goes on a date and she's feeling it, she'll get physical with the guy on the first date. But for a man's perspective, she wants to know if you guys think that's a bad thing.
Well, I'm in my 40s, early 40s, and if she were to do that with a guy, like the other guy said, Sean, I think, in his 20s, he'd probably be good with it. But guys in their 40s, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for stability. We're looking for honesty. We're looking for a commitment. Unless he's a player, which they still exist at this age. But you're going to scare us off.
Okay.
Also, you're not as horny in your 40s. I mean,
I don't know about
from what
that.
I've heard.
Debatable.
The friskiness goes-
Debatable, Kate.
When like 5 years from
I don't know about
5
that.
years from now, Kevin, you'll find out.
10.
I'm at 10. Yeah.
And to Pool Man, I don't know what your real name is, but we'll call you Pool Man.
Pool Man.
My thing is, it is such a double standard because it's so dumb. It's not even double standard. It's more than that. It's so ironic because it takes two to tango. You just did the act with the person you're shaming the game over.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were in the act with the
You're part
person,
of
and
it.
you're shaming her.
Maybe it wasn't good.
It doesn't matter if it was good or
Well,
bad.
if the
Don't
guy-
shame her.
Yeah, it could be
If the
bad
guy
on your
goes
end.
for it, then you're both guilty. You're right, Roula.
Right.
If the guy goes for it, you're both guilty.
Right? He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I
If a
just
girl was
remember,
with you."
to
But
me on
she
the first
said-
date, I'd push back.
got it. Okay. Well, thank you.
It's interesting about
Okay,
this.
stay
we
warm.
can't
The age
like,
thing
you
seems
know.
to be a thing. The 40-year-old guys,
Because the 20-year-old guy's like, yes, I hope to God this happens.
but
you
they're
know
not.
what?
They're not looking long term. The 20-year-old guys, they're just
No.
looking for
Yeah.
one-night stands, having fun.
But men
and-
and women are wired differently. Women reach their sexual peak in their mid-40s.
Well, that could be debatable
Oh.
because there are a lot of girls that think
Unless
they
they
have
have
to pick
kids.
all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like the answer here it's a 2-1. It's yes, it's a bad thing from the three guys that we had so far, but I really kind of feel like you can't make a blanket statement about this because she feels confident in the way what she wants to get, and she's willing to gamble on whether that guy is going to stick around or
I'd
not.
like that she said, I know my self-worth.
Yeah, but if she wants to be with somebody long term,
I
is
think
this
it's
the way
double
to?
standards.
Can we listen to
Totally,
it again?
of course, it's always
'Cause
double
I-
standards.
Some guy, we always say guys like to, like go on the hunt. You know what I mean? They want to earn that.
The thrill of the
sometimes.
chase.
The thrill. They like to wine and dine you and take you out and do these things. And then if that's all done the first night, some guys are like, oh, well,
I think you just probably don't think it's that good. Because if it's that good, you'll come back again.
I would think.
Yeah, because we've had lots of people call us who said yes, they were a one-night stand that turned into a marriage.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know what the percentage is,
well, your head's
but
not
I
in the right
know
place.
it's
I
present.
I remember having a one-night stand and I never talked to that person again, but I was in love with somebody else.
Oh, well, there you
But
have
had
it.
you not been in love with somebody else, would you have
I
gone
don't
out with that
know.
person again?
It's hard to say because my mind, that was just pure.
It was a distraction.
physical. Yeah.
Let me play it again. I want to hear everything that she's saying.
I'm a woman in my 40s, and I've recently entered the dating world, and I just wanted Dale's opinion on something. So when I really like a guy, if we meet on the first date and there's an opportunity for us to be alone, I might get intimate. Like, I enjoy that. Is it a bad thing that I like to go all the way on a first or second date? If I am feeling it and that person is feeling it, is that a bad thing? Do guys lose respect for women if they allow that to happen? I am a pretty chill person. I don't require much. I value myself. I respect myself, but I want to know if I'm doing something wrong.
I think
So
she answered her own
I feel
question.
like you're not doing something wrong if you don't feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that in the long term, she is going to maybe want somebody to, share her life with, and she wonders in the back of her head, is this going to deter them? So let's go to Roger on the line, 833-390-KRBE. Hi, Roger. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Year, guys.
Hey,
Happy
Roger.
New Year, Roger.
I can't say it because it's about 9 days. I stopped.
Oh
at
my God,
6.
please.
Statute of
Sorry.
limitations.
For me, it's 6 days.
Please.
So.
Okay, so Roger, she's asking,
Larry
is that a
David.
bad thing? 2 guys said yes, 1 guy said no. What do you say, Roger?
I think it is, and let me explain to you why. If she was in her 20s, it wouldn't bother me because, when you're in your 20s, you're young and whatever, right? We're experimenting, we're doing different things. But once in your 40s, I'm in my 40s, and if I was single, which luckily I'm not, and I met someone like that, I would lose interest, and I wouldn't take her seriously, to be honest with you. Of course, I would do it because I'm a guy, right? It's there available. But I wouldn't take her seriously.
So it's interesting that we've
Yeah,
really
so
focused on the age thing, as the age thing has
Yeah.
changed your opinions.
But to see every guy's like, I'm not turning it
Yeah.
down.
But also, Roger, I think it's very refreshing to hear from you and Poolman that in your 40s, you aren't just looking for a hit in a bit. You're looking for something like, hey,
More stable.
let's
Yeah.
know each other, so you do mature.
Yeah.
There are men, and to
There's
Poolman's
a-
point, there are guys that are still hitting bit in their 40s, but
Well, I mean, there's
you
bits
do
by
mature.
their 80s.
Hit and quit,
There's probably
yeah.
Right.
something.
Hit my bit.
Yeah, I mean,
That's those
like
bits.
I said, in your 40s, you're looking for something more stable, I would say. So, if you were in your 20s, even in the early 30s, it's fine. But once you get to a certain age, even though we are guys and we're horny horn dogs, you still want something seriously and more, more chill.
Got it. Okay, Roger, thank you
horny
so
horn
much
dogs.
for your vote on that one.
I'm gonna start a club.
It's such a funny word.
Anybody horny?
Easy has a statement about this woman's question. Is it a bad thing to get physical on the first date? She's re-entered the dating world. Easy, what is that statement you shared with Ahmad when he answered the phone? Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you guys. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
But my opinion was pretty much like, I think that's only like insecure dudes that feel that way and just have those built up, societal like pressures on them. Like, oh, you're supposed to look at women this way if they do this. I think if the connection is there, like it might happen, it might not, And as far as if it does happen, it's like, okay, now we know if we have that chemistry and, it might move. It might not, it's like there doesn't need to be like a rule to like, oh, we have to wait this long or whatever. It's like, I don't know, just do whatever feels natural, whatever comes to y'all, to be honest.
I like the way you
Yeah, the
think.
pressure's actually off. Because the first night you've seen each other naked, anything weird or something, it's already done.
Yeah.
Your date, like 7 dates, then you see something weird, then it's like,
You know what
crap,
I'm hearing? I'm hearing that I think some of these guys are insecure if they're thinking that, oh, if she's doing it with me this quick, she's doing it with everybody that quick. And that's a you problem. She's
But
doing
what if she is, and that's
what
not your
feels right.
thing? What if that person does sleep with a lot of people, and you
Well,
don't
then
want to be
don't
some...
initiate it. You also
Right.
could not.
Yeah, you could say no.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this.
What if they
Yeah.
do say no?
Then,
Yeah, so if he says no, and then
Okay, then
maybe
that's
she'll wait for
fine.
him for the next one. Maybe
Yeah,
Like
then
she's-
why for the second
like,
one?
Nobody's making you do it.
Does that
We're
happen?
She's not
I don't know.
forcing that.
Yeah.
Where a guy's going to be, I'm sorry, I'm not
Yeah,
that
well, why
I'm
not,
not that
Ryan?
kind of guy.
It could.
Why not?
Why
I'm just
not?
saying, I'm asking, I wonder how often that happens.
I'm sure it's not very high, but
Let's go to
But
Josh.
that's on you, too. You can also turn it down.
Exactly. Nobody's
but then
forcing
the
you
girl
to sleep with her.
Sam, if you were with a guy and you made your move because you think guys always want it, and he says no, you're gonna be like, "Ugh,
Are you
this
going to be
guy."
offended?
You're not gonna be. Are you gonna be turned on by that guy? You're gonna be like, you're gonna be like,
No,
what's
I
wrong with
probably
me?
would be upset about it, but it is what it is. He already said what he wanted, which wasn't me.
But maybe he wants you. He just doesn't want.
See, that's how you read it. You read it that he doesn't want you. Maybe he does. He just
That's
wants
why he
to
wants
take
to
his
wait.
time.
Well,
as
then
long
he
as
needs to explain
communicates that. Yeah, he
needs
explains
to
it.
explain
If
that.
he explains it,
Well, you gotta
then you
explain.
will
Guys
be
don't
fine.
explain that.
If he
Well, they
doesn't
need to
explain it,
then.
that's his problem.
Me,
Yeah.
guy, don't use words.
We
Oh
want
my
sex.
God. Josh says he did it on the first date and they're doing great. But Ahmad is telling me I got to go to Jessie because she is in the same situation of the girl that called the listener line.
Okay.
And since we don't have her on the phone to ask her more questions, let's Jessie the questions. Hi, Jessie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, Jessie.
So after being in a relationship, now you're back in the dating world and you were in the same situation as the girl that called our show. You are letting yourself feel it if you want to, and you're wondering if that's a bad thing?
No, absolutely not. She should feel it. If she's feeling it, she should do it. Yeah, I mean, we don't know her situation if she spent all her 20s, which these other guys are saying is okay to do, in a committed marriage. And so now she's getting to experience herself and her body, and she should completely enjoy her life. And if it is the right guy, then he's not going to care if they're sleeping together on the first date. If he cares, then he's not the right guy, and she needs to move on.
I like that.
Now, if the guy, you say you wanted to sleep with him the first date, and you're like making out, and you get to that point, and he says no, how would you take it? Would you be like?
Depends on why he's saying no.
Would you feel like he has to explain more,
Right. Yes, you have to know.
Or would you feel like,
or just
oh,
like,
he doesn't want me?
He doesn't want me because all men want it.
Wouldn't you
Well, I
ask?
mean, I would ask, yes. And if he was like, I just don't want to on the first date, then okay, that's fine. But if I felt the vibes that he was turned off on me, then I'd probably just be like, okay, and walk away.
I mean, some people, maybe it's a religious reason. Like, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, you're going to dive deep in. That's a deep dive there. I mean, I'm saying I get it, but in your 40s, you're going on a date, you would probably know that
Or
before you
maybe he's
even
got
try
like a
to get with
stomach
him.
ache. He ate too much. And he's like,
Rumbly guts.
I'm not.
Rumbly tumbly.
Gotta go.
I shouldn't have had the steak at nighttime.
I'm like,
Say that. If you say that, then it's understandable in the sense
I would
of like,
never
hey,
tell a woman that.
I'm not
Even if
feeling-
you said it's a religious reason, you
I can't
gave
be
her a
intimate.
reason.
I've got
You gave a
diarrhea.
reason, though.
When I was
You don't
real-
have to go into full
I
details.
never
You
told
can just say,
my first wife until like
wow, that was a big meal.
until like 10 years after we were married, I think. That our first date, we were watching Pretty Woman at my house. And then she's like laying on top of me on the floor, kissing and stuff, but it was pushed on my stomach. I had to go upstairs and use the restroom like 3 times because I was partying the night before.
Oh, God.
I've always had gastrointestinal issues.
I told her.
Right. Everybody even knows that.
My lie was, I said, you know what? I was just so nervous. I called my sister. I was talking to her about you.
Oh, because you took too much time in the bathroom. Oh, my God, that's
so
hilarious.
She thought it was so cool that I was telling my sister because I was so nervous being around her, but really I was just in the bathroom for 20 minutes.
Did it burst her bubble to find out that you really had diarrhea?
I don't know.
She never.
I asked her about the
told her
bubble pie. I told her, but she never. It was too late by then.
Well, also, you were teenagers. It was your first date.
I'm just saying,
it's
guys,
not like that girl is like, gosh, I'm 16. I really hope tonight he wants to sleep with me.
But guys, I got to tell you that. You know what?
No, they're not.
They're
But people have to use the bathroom.
Listen,
right?
I feel like this is an adult conversation. You're in your 40s, and you're going to try and go for it.
If you're going for it, he
you
keeps
can't
leaving
tell
3
the girl
times.
why you don't want to.
You're going to think something's wrong. Either he's got a blow problem or he's got the squirts.
Both ways. Okay, so thank you for calling, Jesse. Good luck in the dating world. And I think for the girl that called in, I don't know. I mean, it's not Ask Sam and Roula, but we have our opinions. And these guys said,
What's your girl?
Sean said yes. Justin said no. Pool guy said yes. Roger said yes, it's a problem. Easy said no, it's the insecurity of the man. You do what you want to do.
The best thing is when we do ask the guys, the women always find a way to get in there to call.
They decide that they know better than the guys.
Well, Mom told me to take Jesse's call because she's the same girl.
Like we do ask the girls. Only the women will.
It would be
call.
like if you did a topic about pregnancy and I said, well, that's not how it is, Rolla.
Well, you did that when I had my first kid.
You did that?
You basically told me how you had faith after I had Alexandra, and I'd tell you I pushed a baby out of my vajayjay. So
I was a messed up dude.
I forgot about that.
Coming up next in Celebrity Scoop, another celebrity marriage bites the dust. Unfortunately, I don't know if people saw this one coming or not. I thought it had made it over 10 years, so it would last. But alas, no. Hollywood got to them. Who is it? Find out next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
Movies, music, TV, and all things Hollywood.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. I just want to address a text that we just got real quick because I think it's very, we assume a lot of things because we live it every single day. But every 20 seconds, a new person joins the Roula and Ryan Show, and maybe they just found our station. Well, when somebody just said, hi, good morning. How do I listen to you guys on the podcast? I have not figured out how to do that. Thank you.
We have the app, which is really simple. If you get the KRB
download the KRB app,
or you go to KRB.com. Right there on the top, it says shows. You can see Roula and Ryan Show, but it also says shows, features, podcasts. Click on podcasts, and you can see there's a Roula and Ryan page there for roses. There's a best of that has all of our shows.
Everything that you missed.
And it's all put together. There's no music or commercials in there. So you just hear the content.
Yeah, the way that, because, when we're live, we have commercial breaks.
And we do it by hour, too. So, like the 7 o'clock hour. So, really, it's, it might be, say, 35 minutes or something, because it's not music. And
oh, right. Because if you're in the car, like, let's say your routine is I have to be at work at 7:30. So your routine is always between 7 and 7:20. You're in the car. And you heard something that we said at 7:10. And you're like, okay,
I go 10
to the
minutes
podcast.
in.
Go into the 7 o'clock hour of the podcast and you'll find it. But if it was 7:40, don't try and fast forward 40 minutes because it's more compressed, right? Because the commercial breaks are not in there that we do live.
Music, yep.
So that's how you do it. Download the app. Go to KRB.com. There's a lot of different apps. There's a lot of different ways
Apple,
you can
anywhere you get podcasts, too.
Yep.
You get your podcast, Apple, they're right there. Just type in Roula and Ryan Show. Boom. It'll pop up.
Apple.co/Roula and Ryan.
We have a lot of listeners that listen to us in the afternoon, too.
And from other states.
Yep.
And in other countries.
We have a huge listener in Alaska. She always DMs me.
Oh, yes. And on Weekends with Roula, she always, I don't know if it's the same girl.
Is it daylight 24/7?
I don't know.
Or is it nighttime 24/7
I
right
haven't
now?
asked her, but I'm sure she'll listen on the podcast. So DM me, girl.
There was a good movie called, I think, 30 Days a Night with Josh Hartnett.
Hartnett, yes. 30 Days a Night.
He lives in Alaska. I forget why he's there, but there's vampires.
Oh.
And they have to all survive because it's dark.
For those
30
months.
days of night.
For 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
That sounds really scary.
I would
think it's
not. 2 days in, I'd be
There's
like,
also
nah,
that
I'm
other
good.
one. The other one about days, but that's the one we couldn't have relations.
Insomnia.
Yeah.
that
No.
with Robin Williams?
The,
That was 40, what was that one called?
oh, crap.
Remember the one where
that's what I was
he gave
thinking
up
you're
for
talking about.
Lent and he gave up sex?
In Alaska?
And then all these
there's
girls
two movies.
kept
There's two movies
In Alaska?
with vampires.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Was
wait.
that 40 Days and Nights?
Yeah, I think 40 Days and Nights. Yeah, the girl
40
from
days and nights,
Yeah.
and then 40 days of night.
and
Two
30
different
Days of
movies.
Nights. Yeah, he's got like a lot of movies with.
Oh, wow.
Wait a
numbers.
second. There's a movie where a vampire gives up sex
That's
for
hilarious.
Lent.
In Alaska. In Alaska. All right, so
The
who's
Catholic
this
gotta know
celebrity
vampires.
couple
I
that
know.
has called it quits? It's Jessica Alba and her husband Cash Warren. After nearly 17 years of marriage, 3 children, and a monstrous super empire that is valued at $575 million.
Oh, I didn't know she was that wealthy.
From the Honest Company, yes. They
Who's
got
Cash?
married. Cash Warren, she met him on the set of a movie. He was a director's assistant. She was, on Fantastic Four. They
Is
met
he
on
an
the set of-
actor or director or what?
He's a behind-the-scenes guy.
Oh, okay.
But Cash has been her husband for almost 17 years. They got married in May of 2008. They have 3 kids together.
That's a
And they have officially called it quits. Their youngest is 7, and they were at the 7-year-old's birthday party together, obviously, because the news had not broken yet. And then let me see, where's this one? There's a cryptic New Year's Eve text. Is it cryptic? Only now because we know it's public.
Now.
Right.
Let's see, where'd she write? She said, 2024 was filled with connection, growth, adventures, laughter, peace, sisterhood, transformation, rebirth, joy, and so much love. Where from that would you think I'm divorcing my husband? Only now that you know they're divorcing, everyone's like, that's a cryptic message. It still isn't to me. I'm like, okay, fine.
Like you wonder what it is because a lot of marriages are money issues.
Mm-hmm. It's the number one reason.
And $500 million, they don't have money issues.
Well, the $500 million is the value of the company. Her net worth is $100 million. If you look up his net worth, it's $50 million because obviously he probably has other projects too, and
Well, he
maybe
owns
he
a
has
piece
a
of
piece
it,
of that
probably,
too. And then she stepped away from the Honest Company because the Honest Company had come under some kind of controversy. I can't remember what it was though.
They weren't
Sam,
honest.
do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About not being like paraben free or something like that.
Something. There was something, and people
Yeah.
were calling them out, and they're like, how are you going to say that you're like
About
organic
detoxing.
and healthy and all that
It's like
stuff?
the Liver King guy that lives in Conroe. The Liver King
Oh,
guy
I can't watch that
said
stuff.
all I do
What's
is
that?
eat liver. And
Yeah,
then,
he eats all
It's
this
like super
meat.
jacked
and
and
then he got caught with
meat daddy.
this
Steroids?
taking steroids.
Oh, he's
or
taking
something,
roids?
and he said he never
Well, I
did.
mean, look at his
But
body.
it made you feel like, oh, if I take these liver pills, I'm going to look like that.
No.
It's so misleading.
Over the years, Jessica Alba has acknowledged, how hard marriage is when it comes to busy schedules, especially Hollywood busy schedules. And when one person's in the spotlight and the other person isn't, as she said, at different times, there were different things that we've needed around the time that we had children. You needed to try and plan a date night once a week, but we didn't always want to be present for the date nights. I mean, she was just being honest about the whole thing, not to be, no pun intended. But they had been very open about the hardships of marriage. So some people are really bummed out because you thought they'd make it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
almost
hear
17
anybody goes
years.
through that.
That's like
Anyways.
40 in Hollywood. 30.
Good point.
It is like dog years, right?
Oh, yeah. 1 year.
Hollywood-
One
year's
Hollywood
marriage
marriage year is 7 years for us.
Such BS.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
This is kind of depressing. The average age of a U.S. home buyer has reached a record high of 56 years old, and that, coincidentally, is the average age of a Houston.
That's depressing
home buyer.
because you want
Because
to
you
be
gotta
younger
wait.
to own your house.
No, I'm just saying, like, you have to wait until you're 56 before you can actually, buy a home.
Or maybe they just don't want to.
Yeah,
Well, that's
didn't
true.
we just say that
A lot
the
of people don't.
millennials
A lot of
and
people,
Gen
they want to rent.
Z doesn't want to own that stuff. They just want to.
So last year it was
Those are
49 was the national
Like, I'm
average.
the type of
Now it's
person that-
56.
I don't want to live in I see people that say that they lived in that house their whole life. I want to try new things and
Well, that's you.
try new experiences and houses. I love Houston. I don't know if I want to retire here someday, or if my kids go, I would like to be near them. They stay here, great. But then I love the weather here. I don't want to go up north.
Well,
I know
you
it'd be
get into
old
your
and
routine, though,
shovel
Eric.
Snow.
Think about your routine and how starting over is hard. You're saying that right now because you're feeling spry. But let's say when you're
Spry.
65
With best
and
doctors
you
here
have your
when
place,
you're older.
you're like, really, do we want to have to get another giant payment together, another giant down payment and start over somewhere
Moving
else?
sucks,
But it's
though.
okay. Tom Selleck says I can just get a reverse mortgage.
Oh, my God. I think he bought some time in hell for that.
I don't even know what a reverse
Those
mortgage
reverse
is. And I don't even
mortgages
know.
are so
Basically, they're
evil.
just preying on old people.
Old people
What is a reverse
stealing their
mortgage?
property.
Because you
What
take
is
a
that?
mortgage out, they'll give you money, and then when you die, they'll take your home.
Yeah.
Basically, if
Family's
you don't
not
pay
getting
off,
it.
Yeah,
Well, and there's a condition.
I
There's
think
got to be a
there-
condition where you have to pay it back and they won't take your home.
You hope.
Right.
Right?
It
A lot of
works
times-
for
Oh, yeah, the banks
some
are always gonna do
people.
the right thing.
It just you have to do your research and homework on it.
I'd say
They're
that.
just preying on old people.
Listen, I'm going to do
That
this
just
little
want the
public
instant
service
money.
announcement. Speaking of buying houses, because I always think about the texter who reached out to us because her son had saved all his money for so many years to put down a $72,000 down payment for his first house, and wire fraud happened.
And
You
nothing
guys
happened?
have
They couldn't get it back?
No, cannot get it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. If you are buying a house, please listen to these words. Call the title company and tell them, I'm about to do the wire. Can we double check the routing number and where I'm taking
Keep
it?
them on the phone.
Yeah.
Keep them on the phone while you are doing it if possible, because if you send it and you're like, okay, just send it. They go, no, we didn't get it. Yeah. The spoof websites are insanely perfect. They look like they're from your title company. They are not.
Always directly call the title company,
it's
the
so
bank, the
terrifying.
people you're dealing with. Never, ever click on a link in a text, ever, for any reason.
But you think you get an email from them? They can fake these emails.
It looks like it's not.
Spot
It was
on.
an email he did.
Yeah,
He
an email.
thought it was the title company. It was transfer day. It was pay the
Somehow
down
they
payment
knew.
day. Those freaking scammers, man! If they could just put their damn evil powers to good.
Yeah,
And there
you're right.
are so many scams. Just Google reverse mortgage scam, and you'll be inundated with all. It's such an.
I don't want to
evil
get
thing.
inundated with nothing.
I mean, you can see how bad it
You'll
is.
see how
Okay.
bad it
I was
is,
like,
and you
I
got
don't
to
need
watch
my
out.
algorithm.
I don't want my
No, but you
Instagram
got to watch
stories.
out for your parents, and things like that.
Yeah, good point.
Eric, good luck in that high rise when you're 74. We'll wave to you from the street.
Like,
You won't be able to see
74.
you.
Yeah.
His eyes will be gone.
Yeah, I'll be blind. my eyes,
Gosh.
Coming up next.
my eyes will be back.
Coming up next, Roula and Ryan's Roses. This is a really big deal today, guys. Courtney and Steve are married. Their best friends, Missy and Ben, are also married. Ben passed away from cancer. They've all been best friends. Courtney was worried Steve was messing around with Ben's widow, Missy, because she's pregnant with the magic miracle baby from her deceased husband who died of cancer. Is it Ben's baby or is it Steve's baby? Wow. All right. Well, you're going to hear it next on The Roula and Ryan Show.